My name's Shaquan, but a lot of people know me by my other name, Mad Skillz. I'm an MC.
My name is Mad Skillz. Paris, make some noise.
I'm a DJ.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a ghostwriter for some of your favorite rappers. I'm not about to tell you who, though. But most importantly, I'm a hip-hop enthusiast. Hip-hop confessions is raw, unfiltered conversations with my friends revealing things that they didn't like, never knew about,
I don't know.
or never got into about hip-hop culture. So sit back,
Oh, come on, y'all.
turn up the volume,
Hip-hop.
and listen to hip-hop confessions. Because everybody's got one.
Here's a little story that must be told.
And it goes a little something like this.
Yo, what's up, y'all? This your boy Mad Skillz, and this is Hip Hop Confessions. Y'all already know what it is, man. Today I got one of my... Listen, man, this guy is a legend to me. I grew up on this guy. Probably the first... I won't even say one of the first legendary artists, but since we've done this into a podcast, you are the first legendary artist that I've had on this podcast. Listen, man, one of my biggest inspirations, hip-hop heroes. Y'all give it up for Kid from Kid and Play in the house. Make some motherfucking noise. What's up, brother?
What's up?
Oh, man, how are you, man?
Ain't this one of those VA dances they used to do?
Yes, we did do that. How are you, man?
I'm good, bro. It's good.
Oh, man.
It's good to be with you, man.
Man, listen, it's good to have you, man.
Yeah.
I've never met you in person.
We never met in person.
No.
All these, we probably crisscrossing each other all them years.
Yeah,
right?
I would have lost my mind when I met you. Stop it. But I do remember maybe like a couple months ago, I was doing one of my 90s girl brunches on my live, and you popped up. And I seen the name pop up, and I'm like, wait a minute, does that say Kid from Kid and Play? Is that Christopher Reed, ladies and gentlemen?
Right.
And you was vibing, man. And I remember I started playing Kid and Play records. Like, I got hype. No pun intended. I got too hype.
No, you know what? This pandemic has got everybody, searching for safe ground. You know what I mean? And I can't even classify you. You're not a DJ. You're not an MC. You're like, you know what I mean? You check all the boxes.
Oh, thank you.
And I think when people are searching around, and obviously I was already familiar with you. I mean, I know you as an insane rapper, an insane hip hop artist. But the way you were styling it, man, it was just like, it's what I needed and a lot of people that I know needed. And so, I'm gonna check in and see what's up. And there was a good vibe. So, I'm gonna throw a couple jokes up there, whatever like that, just to add to it. Like, ain't like you needed it, but your skill set is very important to people right now. You doing it, Kwame is doing it, Ninth Wonder is doing it.
Right.
Chaos is doing. I mean, all your DJ peers and entertainment artist peers, and so I'm with it. I'm at the crib anyway, so you know what I mean. If I could spend,
we all are.
Yeah, I could spend a couple hours with Skillz every day. I'm good. I'm good with that.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. So, I've had a few people on this show. I started this podcast about what was a TV show before, and we reinvented it as a podcast.
Okay.
But I've had Kwame on, of course.
Right.
A lot of legends. I had Salt and Pepper on.
Did you?
Yeah,
My
I had
goodness.
Salt and Pepper on.
Oh man, you winning, man.
Yeah. Nah, I re-aired it. I re-aired it on the day that the movie came out too.
Oh, did you?
Just to make sure that the pub was
Yeah. No, absolutely.
amazing film, by the way. I really enjoyed it, man.
You know what? So did I, bro. Like, you know what? When you hear these things are coming up, like you never quite know, and particularly on the Lifetime tip, there's been some they've had
kind of sketchy, right?
Yeah, wasn't it though?
be
Like a
sketchy.
couple of them other ones, the Aaliyah one or the
Michael
Whitney
Jackson,
one, or they had a TLC one that was like,
Mhm.
man, cats was like, man.
right.
But I'm not gonna lie, the Salt and Pepper one, I enjoyed it. and the Wendy Williams one, I think was the
Yes.
week after that.
Right. I
And
peeped
that was
too.
that was a circus, but I thought they pulled it off the best that they could. So
Right.
but to your point, the Salt and Pepper one was like really personal for me,
Right.
because we were there,
Right.
like, and it was kind of weird, like seeing party of life just like all out, like I
In
was
the
like, oh
screen,
my
right.
God, yeah, I was watching it with my girl, and I ain't gonna lie, a couple times I turned to I got like emotional. She's like, motherfucker, are you crying? No, man.
Right. Right.
Nah, man,
I'm good. I'm good.
Sears. I'm having like,
And that's
no, but
it.
it was dope. And I'm so, what I mean, like those girls are like my sisters.
Yeah.
They helped us out so much. Like I wouldn't, Kid and Play would not be Kid and Play without Salt and Pepper.
Salt and
That's
Pepper.
facts on facts on stacks on track.
Right.
And so I enjoyed it, and I thought under the circumstances, they did a good job. It's how it is, man. That's like cramming. How you cram 30 years
into 2 hours.
2 hours. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I
really,
thought they did
really an hour and 40 because they got
come on now,
commercials.
talk about it exactly.
You know what I
right?
mean?
You know what I mean? The show and the commercials is neck and neck.
Right. Right.
But I enjoyed it, and I'm glad you did too, and the fact you got to talk to them, that's dope.
Yeah. Nah, man, for sure. Well, I mean, I got questions, but I'm gonna ask those after.
Okay, I got a question.
After the hip hop,
as serious as cancer.
after the hip hop confession, the show is called Hip Hop Confessions, and
Okay.
for the most part, we let people know things, not salacious things, but things that people might not have known, or stories that we might not have told, or there's opinions that we might not have been out in the open. One of my biggest that people still kill me for is that I've never listened to an Outkast album in its entirety in my life. Like,
You haven't?
I never.
Why?
So I still
Because you never wanted to, or
No, it was just I grew up in Virginia, man. So I was heavily East Coast influenced. So when Outkast came, it was like, yeah, they was cool, but I was Biggie, Nas, J. Rule, Black Moon. So do you have a hip hop confession?
Wow, hip hop. Wow, man, you should have told me last night about this
It's all
one here,
good.
because
It's all
it's a I don't know. I mean, if it's a confession at all, it would be that you know, as Kid from Kid and Play, obviously our music was in a certain style and fashion. It was pretty clean and fun loving,
Mhm.
and all that kind of stuff. But I probably had if it's a confession or a guilty pleasure, like, I liked all that gangster stuff. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Wow.
yeah, and a lot of those guys are like, like good friends of mine. Like,
Right.
like, uh, like back in my New York days, like, people would always bug out when they saw me and Grand Poobah hanging out
Mm.
together. Like, me and Grand
Right.
Poobah was like this.
Right.
I did a couple of joints on his 2000 album. That's when we were
Mhm.
hanging out in the 90s. We were doing a lot of crazy stuff.
Right.
When I came out to LA, people don't realize that, we had toured with NWA and Too Short and DOC and
Right.
Eazy-E, and that, imagine that a guy from Kid and Play, like we were
Hanging out
really,
with
really cool. Yeah,
super
we
gangster
were
rappers.
cool. Yeah, chasing girls, whatever like that. Like,
Right.
if we were in Houston, we were really tight with Jay Prince. So I mean,
Mhm.
anytime I was in Houston and Scarface saw me, he was just like, let's go. And that means, and you just like, damn it. That means, he's taking you to the bar and all that.
Right.
So maybe my confession is that I have hip hop friendships that you
Would
wouldn't think that
never.
I have, you know what I
Right.
mean? And I think that's a testament to what hip hop is about.
Mhm.
It's not about the particular style of hip hop that you possess or that you put out there, we're all together. And I remember there were times back in the days when they were trying to come down on the Public Enemies and the Luke Skywalkers and the NWAs. And what we did, as Kid and Play, as Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince, as Salt and Pepper, as some of the milder forms of hip hop, we all stood together because we were like, you know what? Nah, we're a group. And if you flip on them today, what makes us think you gonna flip on us to play? It's facts. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's what it is. They were trying to eliminate it all back in those days, and you know what I'm talking about, Skills. You know what I mean?
Right.
You got history with that.
Yeah.
And so I think their goal was take out the harder edge, and then we can, control the rest.
We can control the rest.
We stayed down. When Luke Skywalker and all them were going through their all their court cases, and trust me, we toured with Public Enemy like all their big years, 89, 90, 91, 92.
Wow.
I was just on a panel with Chuck the other night in Clubhouse, and Chuck remember, because Chuck would call us. They would call groups like Kid and Play and Fresh Prince and them because it would help, no, you got to balance out the roster and stuff like that. So I know. I mean, if I think of a better confession before the end of the interview, I think,
listen, that's fine.
But yeah, I mean, you'd be surprised. Like, you'd be
people you was
surprised who
around.
my friends are. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But
Nah.
but at the end of the day, the bottom line is it's hip hop.
Right.
And you know what I mean? Like, I love Willie D. I
Yeah.
love Scarface. I love Short. That's not the music that I do per se, but it's all
you was
hip hop,
fans,
and I
it's the
love
same,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, it's
No,
great.
I can
Come on. I'm just like, I got my guns out, everything.
Right. Now, and for me, watching you guys coming up was amazing for me because y'all were such showmen from the first time I ever saw you. And you spoke a bit about watching the Salt and Pepper movie and coming up in Sears and how we all know the story now. But what was it like coming up in the late 80s, in the 80s in Queens, New York? You know what I'm saying? Like, what was that like? Because they call Queens, like, don't they call it like Cop Killer Queens? Like, it was notorious.
Yeah. Look, you got to be smart. You got to be lucky. I think we were both. And, we came up in a really awesome environment. The part of Queens that we were in was like, nice middle class part. We were in between some funky places.
Right.
But where we were at was pretty cool. And I think that on the, VA can be like that too. Like you can have, you can have, you know what I mean?
cool suburban
Cannons to the left, cannons to the right.
No,
tranquility here, So
Right.
I think we got lucky with that on the one hand, and then two, look, you got to be talented to do this at a high level for a long time. You have to be,
right.
but that's not a guarantee. You need some luck, and you need some help, and we had that. First of all, Play and I grew up together. We grew up around the corner from each other. So whatever, whatever chemistry that people felt from us on screen or in the videos, that was just real. That's just two, that's just two homeboys. That's just two best friends kicking it like anybody would do. You know what I mean? One of the great things that I would love over the years, even if we were doing something individually, if Play was doing his thing or I was doing my thing, people would come up and tell us like, yo, when me and my homeboy was in high school or when we were growing up, they would call us Kid and Play. You know what I mean? And then and at first you don't think anything about it, but then when you keep hearing it more and more, what you find out is we found out Kid and Play was like synonymous with friendship, loyalty,
Yep.
sticking together. You know what I mean? Like, cats would tell us that, man, me and my homeboy was tight. They was like, yo, don't fuck with them two. Don't try to get between them two. Them niggas tight like Kid and Play.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's what it became. So, to your point, to your question, it started with that. And then after that, you need some luck. You need some luck to also grow up in the same neighborhood as Herbie Lovebug, who created Salt and Pepper, who produced Dana Dane, who went on to produce Kwame and Sweet Tea. And, he had the vision. I tell people this all the time. Like, and he, matter of fact, he and I talked yesterday, talking about
Wow.
Herbie. He was the one in the beginning that had the vision. We all had the talent. Like each one of us had a different talent, a different superpower. If it was myself or Play or Salt or Pepper or Kwame or Dana Dane or Sweet Tea
Right.
or DJ Quicksilver or Spinderella, we all had individual talents. He had the vision to say, "Hey, I can put this together. I got," and we believed in him, and we trusted him in that. And
Right.
it's kind of weird. If you're talking about the Salt and Pepper movie, one of the crazy things about it was just like, can you imagine? Like, we were all working there, and none of us were famous. None of
Right.
us were even in the music game at that time.
Right.
And we all got famous.
Right.
We all got Herbie, Salt, Pepper, Kid, Play, and Martin.
Mm-hmm.
How did we all got famous?
That's insane, bro.
I mean,
Like-
can you?
like-
I mean, if you had a mathematician on Skills, like what would he put that at?
Right. What's the chances of that?
What that? I mean, it might be impossible.
Right.
But I think to your original point, what our vibe was then was, man, we were just young. We were a lot of energy,
Mm-hmm.
but we had a leader.
Right.
You know what I mean? When you got 6, 7, 8 young people running around, somebody has to
Wow.
get them focused.
Right. Almost
her-
like kids in a classroom.
Totally. Just
Almost like kids in
bunch
a
of
classroom.
19, 20-year-olds. And that's what Herbie did. Herbie was able to have us focused, even though he's the same age as us. Like, I mean,
Right.
he got I don't know, he got an old spirit or whatever. I don't know what it is, but he was the leader. He got us focused. He got us into music. He made us believe that we
Right.
could do it.
And for me, it's like, I didn't mean to cut you off, but
Yeah,
for
no,
me,
no.
like Herbie, that's the next question that I have. Because
Mhm.
Herbie, I'll tell you what made Herbie so, why I was so enamored with Herbie once I found out who he was, right? So I watched him in the videos and I would look and I
Right.
would see his name and I would see, and I got a confession that's about to come up about Herbie, but
These are
so
my confessions.
so for me, it was like Herbie did all of that shit, right? He did. He had y'all, Salt and Pepper, Kwame, Dana Dane. He did his thing, and then he just fucking disappeared. Like, and I knew he was, producing a lot and writing a lot, especially for Salt and them. Like, but when he did his thing and it was like a cloud of smoke, and it was like you don't even see Herbie like that. You know what I mean? So it was like he was almost like a hip hop Prince to me because he was so mysterious. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
What was it like working with him?
Well, first of all, Herbie is Haitian. So there's no telling, you know what I mean?
Right.
He's like he's
Right.
You know what I mean? I never believed in voodoo or spirits until I met Herbie because but I will say this. Herbie, he knew how to draw that line in terms of, look, he was always the boss.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, he was not, the boss, but he was always our leader, producer, manager, everything. He wore all those hats. And he knew he had a sense, and because because he began as a performer. Like him and he and Play were in the same group back in the days. Like Herbie's an MC.
Mm-hmm.
And so he knows about stage presence and front to back and everything like
Right.
that. And I think he had a sense of, all right, when do I need to lend something? Okay, so in Push It song, in the song Push It, he's gonna be on the on the keyboards, yeah, which he doesn't really play, but he can fake he can fake it till you make it. But
Right.
you believed it, and they
Right.
but just a presence, not trying to overshadow the artist. These
But
are
he
his
threw the
artists.
assist. He threw the assist.
Exactly, he gonna throw you the alley, and you
Right.
gotta oop it. So
Mhm.
he was that way for obviously for Salt and Pepper, and he blew them up, and they blew up so huge that they were able to usher the rest of the groups that he had and
Right.
his vision moving forward. So I think Herbie at his best was he want a little nip? Yeah, you want to let me get a little light.
Right. Right.
But I'm not
I'm not trying to overshadow y'all.
I will never do that.
Right.
He would never do that. That's not the point. That would go against what he had built up to that point. Like, because he had groomed all of us. He taught us all how to do this. Like, I wouldn't know how to write and produce music if it wasn't for Herbie.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, he gave us all life. Now, what is that? What kind of, and I'm not saying other people don't do that. Other people in his position don't do that. But to him, it defeated its own purpose. Like, I helped create you as an artist. Why would I want to stand in front of you and show? Now, can I accentuate you?
Right.
Can I uplift you? Can I, whatever other adjective we can come up with?
Right.
Can I help you? But I'm not going to step in front of you. I'm not going to overshadow you. I'm not going to compromise you.
Right.
Never like that.
Now, okay, my hip hop confession.
Yeah. Oh God.
My mother, when I was in Richmond, Virginia, I might have been about 16 or 17 years old. And my mother converted to Islam, right? My mother was like, yeah, it's no more Christmas. We're going to pray 5 times a day. I wear a headscarf now. She changed her name. And I never liked my government name, so she told me and my brother that we could change our name. She had married this guy from New York, and his name, I never forget, his name was Aziz Islam. He used to drive cabs in New York. He was from New York. Okay. So this is my stepfather at this point, right? I'm 16, but we cool. Like, he was a very calm man.
That's
he was
cool.
very
That was
demeanor,
touchy. That could be touchy.
He taught me and my brother discipline and a lot of good lessons I learned from him. Now, a year later, we're going to go up to New York to see his mom and his sister.
Okay. He was from New York.
He was from New York.
Bet.
We get in the car. We drive up to New York. I'm looking at the bridges, the lights. The shit is insane. We drive out to Long Island. I meet his sister, and she has a daughter who's around my age. She was bad, too. Her name was Aisha. I'll never forget it. Cutie.
Aisha.
Yes. Cutie. So I'm staying at Aisha's house for the summer. Now, this supposed to be like family, but it's really not. So, of course, it crossed my mind. I was like, man, should I try? But then I'm like, nah, this chill. You're doing too much. So every night I got my cassettes and I'm recording Red Alert on the radio.
Right. All right.
One day, me and Aisha been kicking. We get up. She showed me where the mall was. We did this and the third. She has her license.
Oh, man. Oh, you
She
winning.
says, yo, we gonna go over to my homeboy's house. I want you to meet him. I said, all right, cool. Nobody, she didn't know I was writing my little raps then or nothing.
Right.
We riding around Long Island. I can't remember the city, but we go to this house and it's a beautiful house.
What you took you to Green Acres Mall or something like that?
Yes.
Go to Green Acres. Oh,
so we go to this house and we pull up to the house and it's a crazy Benz in the driveway. It's a couple cars in the driveway. It's just one ill-ass Benz in the driveway.
Ooh.
And I'm just like, okay, whose fucking house is this? She knocks on the door. The
Uh-oh.
door opens.
Already.
And it's Herbie Lovebug at the
wow.
door, and he had a monkey on his shoulder.
Oh God. Yep.
I'm 15, 16. I'm looking at Herbie Lovebug at the door with a monkey on a small chimp on his shoulder. And I go, you know fucking Herbie Lovebug?
Right. You like I gotta be in show business.
She's like, yo, he's like, oh, what's up, Aisha? She's like, hey, yo, this is my little cousin from VA. You know what I'm saying? He like, oh, what's up, man? We walk into the house. I'm like, I'm standing in Herbie Lovebug's house.
Like a White House, right? Like,
yes.
Yeah, we shot, if you go back and look at our video, Too Hype, that's Herbie's house that we shot it in. Like, he had just bought it. So there wasn't like a lot of furniture in it, nothing like that. So yeah, tell your followers, go back and that's the house you came to. Yeah.
Insane.
I know that house well. Yeah,
bro.
Yeah.
Like
he had a monkey.
He had a monkey, bro.
Trust me, we was just like
Herbie Lovebug had opened the door.
Like,
can you imagine he opened the door with a monkey on his shoulder?
But I don't know. Yeah, that's probably like the. You know what? But Herbie was like that. Like he was, like I said, he was the first guy. He was our first guy. He was the first guy that had money. You know what I mean? So he was the first guy that had in our crew that had like big cars and could buy a house and you know what I mean? He had, if you look at the back cover of our first album, Too Hype, you know, the front cover, you know, we kicking the feet and all that. If you look at the back,
the cars,
we up on the
red joint,
yeah. That's it. That's who car you think that is? That ain't my car. We ain't no money like that. Like that's Herbie's car. We take pictures with Herbie's cars all the time. Like Benzos and niggas like Volvos back then and all kind of stuff like Jettas. Yeah. Oh my God, Jetta, you winning. But you know what? I forgot that. Yeah, that's Herbie's house. Like he had that for a minute. And
what city was that in Long Island?
Oh God, you know what? Man.
I want to say it wasn't Wyandanch. It might have been.
No. Nah, you know what? Now you thinking Wyandanch because that's where Rakim is from.
Yeah,
Wyandanch is Rakim from Wyandanch.
EPMD is from Brentwood.
They from Brentwood, exactly. I remember later on, Play bought a crib in Syosset. So it might have been Syosset if I'm not sure, but that was the key. Like growing up in Queens, the goal was to get to Long Island. Either you're gonna get to the city or you're gonna get to Long Island. Like I mean, like where you from in VA, I'm sure if you here, you trying to get there.
To the
you know
burbs,
what I mean?
Yeah,
if you're in
Norfolk, the hood all the time.
If you're in Norfolk, you want to get to Alexandria.
Right.
Or, you want to get to, you know what I said? You want to get up top type shit.
Right.
But that's funny. That's good.
Yeah, I walked in.
I'm gonna tell. I'm went out. Next time I talk to him, I'm gonna tell him. I'll say, hey man, I heard you. I'm coming to the door with the monkey on your shoulder, like you know what I mean, like he's a. You know what I mean? That's like some Willy Wonka shit. I don't know what that is.
Right.
But it bugged you out, right? You like, I gotta be in show business.
I never seen a man with a monkey on his shoulder, like in person. You know what I'm saying? Mike and Bubbles was different. Herbie was right in front of me.
Exactly. Right.
So
what's his fascination with monkey?
So to run it back, I had Jazzy Jeff on the podcast when it first started.
Man, you getting everybody, man.
This was 10 years ago when I had Jeff on. This was old. I was on podcast early.
Yeah,
so I had
Jeff, bro.
I had Jeff and Kwame on the same episode. And Jeff told us the story about of course the script, New Line Cinema suing them. And then when they got the script, they was like, yeah, y'all suing us. We're not about to do no movie with y'all. Like, fuck this script. So, and then somehow the script landed in your hands. So when the script landed in your hands for House Party, what was your first take on it?
Well, I'll tell you, Skillz. At that particular time, we didn't know that backstory. We didn't know that they had been going back and forth with Jeff and Will, or that they was even considering them. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like Reggie Hudlin, the writer and director of House Party, he would approach me in the you know, in the clubs all the time. Or initially, he was just trying to. He was a music video director. This is way before I think he even wrote House Party. To be honest.
Right.
And he was just like, "Yo, man, I'd like to do your videos." You know, we had a couple of videos out, and you know, we were making noise in the Northeast.
Right.
And he was like, "Yo, I'd love to do your videos." But you know, we had a dude we were working with at the time. We had a white boy we were working with, and you know, we were happy with him. So you know,
Yeah.
I kept it smooth. I was like, "All right, man, no disrespect, but boom, you know, we got that." Blah, 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 blah. And then one time he rolled up on me and he was like, "Yo, I got a movie script, man. I'd love for you to read it and blah blah blah." And I was like, "All right, bet." Like, and in our crew, when it was time to read something, that was my job. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like if Herbie or Play got approached, they'd be like, "Yo, let Kid read it." I'm
Right.
like, "Okay, all right." You know, I went to college. I had a degree in English literature, so
Mm-hmm.
that was my job to, you know, and whatever. Like I said, everybody had their superpowers. I guess mine was reading. Okay,
Right.
so I get the original script for House Party and I read it, and I had read several movie scripts that people had approached us with, and a lot of them, you know, they were not good. They were
Right.
trash. Like can't save it. But this one here was different. I remember
Mm-hmm.
reading it, and I remember telling Play, and I remember telling Herbie. I was like, you know what? I said, "Yo, I think this joint is like 70% there."
Mm-hmm.
And I said, "I think we can get it. Me, Play, Herbie. I think we can get it the rest of the way."
Right.
That's
To
what I
100.
told him. I think we can get it there, or pretty damn close.
Mm-hmm.
And so you know, we entered into discussions with them. They had us come down to New Line Cinema's offices in New York. Reggie Hudlin and his his brother was the producer, Warrington.
Warrington.
And
Yeah.
so we went down there and we met with them, and we you know, they gave us like little screen tests and, you know, chemistry or whatever like that.
Right.
And so to your point, like we never knew any of that back stuff was going on.
Right.
You know,
Because
we didn't know if
and
we
it
were second choice or first
right. It
choice or
didn't matter
whatever
at this
choice.
point. Like right.
Yeah. So and I remember coming out of that one of those meetings. I remember coming out of it saying, you know, I don't think we did too good. Like
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we're gonna get it. And so, you know, we left, and one of the New Line executives was like, "Hey, man, you know, let me walk you guys out, you know, to the thing. It's right on 14th Street, like 14th between like 7th and 8th, right in the
In the
city,
city.
right in the city." And so, you know, the guy, the New Line executive, he walks us out and shit. And it just how so happened, it was about time that school let out. It was like a little like after 3 o'clock. So
Right.
there's like a high school like right down the street. I
Oh
forgot what high school it
wow.
was.
The kids
So
saw y'all.
man, listen, man, you'd have thought the Beatles got back together, bro. Let me tell you,
Wow.
they started bugging,
And he
and
saw
this
that.
dude, oh, he saw all that, man. He had to stop it because they was going to overtake us. He was like he was like this, and
Right.
at the same time, he's looking like he's like, we got to do something with these motherfuckers here. And
Right.
I
Because
think that was part of
like,
it. Yeah. So I think I was
the
part of it.
frenzy
So
was
I think,
already there.
exactly. And that's something that, um, you know, that's the hardest part. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
you can't buy that kind of publicity.
yeah, like, so we coming in, but you know, to your original point, you know, that could have happened with Will and Jeff as well. And you know,
Right.
being close with them and tight with them all these years, I have no doubt in my mind that they would have done a great job in House Party. I have
Would
no
have killed
doubt in
it,
my
yeah.
mind. But it just, you know, things just flow like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, they bowed out of that. That became a great opportunity for us. You know, we had our sitcom deal at NBC before they did, and we bowed out of that. We had a beef with NBC, and we was like, you know, F y'all. And then, you know, that slot went to Will and them.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's weird how those things.
I had no clue that y'all had a sitcom deal.
Oh man, we had a sitcom deal before
Crazy.
everybody. No, because what it was, Skills. It was based on first we had our cartoon deal at NBC. First rappers to have a cartoon. So we had
Yes,
that, right?
yes.
Okay, yeah. So we have that. They love us, right? So they want to do a sitcom deal as well. So we got so at NBC, I got a Saturday morning cartoon deal,
And a
and
TV show.
we're in development. Yeah, we're in development. We're gonna develop a sitcom deal. This before Will. So they cancel. They talking about they canceling the cartoon series, and we this is why you can't let your emotions rule your business mind, because you're gonna make some bad decisions. So,
Right.
man, that cartoon, I don't know what, we was feeling some kind of way, man. That cartoon was like really important to us, right? And we were like, man, they gonna
Wow.
cancel our cartoon. But we were thinking small minded. Now, what they were doing, what NBC was doing was, if at the time, if you remember, they were moving off cartoons, period.
Yeah.
And they were moving it to live action. So you get Saved
Right.
by the Bell and, all them different kind of shows. So all the
Right.
cartoons was getting
Yeah.
pushed to the side. We didn't, I didn't see it like that. We didn't see it like that. We saw it very self-centeredly, like, so,
And
we
live action could be anytime. So cartoons
yeah,
was regulated
it was a
to
wave.
Saturday mornings.
It was a wave. And NBC was in the front of it. If you remember, they started calling it TNBC, like teen NBC. Like, we want to get it off these little kids. We want to get in these teens and these tweens. So you get Saved by the Bell and all of those shows. There was no more cartoons on Saturday morning. Not on network.
Right.
You know what I mean? They
Right.
went that's what begat Cartoon Network and all that type of stuff, right?
Right.
But we wasn't looking at it that way, man. We took it personal, man. And me and Play decided in our short-sighted Queens minds, we told our managers, we said, look, if they're gonna clip this cartoon, we don't want to do a sitcom with them.
Oh God.
And our managers was like, no. And we was like, yes. So
Right.
and the NBC was like, no. And then finally it was like, are you serious? And we was like, yeah. Because we thought, you know what I mean? We thought we was gonna get both. We thought they was going,
Right.
you know what I mean? We thought they was gonna throw the cartoon back on, and they was just like, all right. They probably knew they had Will in the back pocket. They're like, all right.
Yeah.
But see how that worked? Will
Yeah.
and them turned down the movie, we get the movie.
Right.
Playing, I got the TV, we turned it down, they got how that work out?
Right.
It worked out good for both, but
yes, it did. It
I
definitely
sure wish we'd have had both. That'd have been nice.
Right.
But,
No, it definitely would have been.
and you know this, Skills. You've been around long enough. Like, and like I said, you can't. It's best if you don't make business decisions that are mostly based in emotion.
Right.
That's not. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean you're not going to be right if you make a decision on it, but you can be wrong because you're not thinking clearly. You're not thinking straight. You feeling some kind of way, and you're not looking at the business.
Right.
Maybe the way the other side is looking at the business. So it was, like I said, I'm not. I'm not. Look, if you're around long enough, if you're around 20, 25, 30 years,
right,
you're gonna make mistakes.
Yes.
And hopefully you don't make the mistakes that, a lot of times people make the mistakes so that they never have a 20, 25, 30-year career.
Right. So to still be here is
still be here. Yeah, I mean,
relevant,
you just gotta be more right than wrong.
Right. I
but
get
there
it.
we were in that situation. We were wrong because we were emotional.
Right.
We were emotional, and it's like it's like anything. It's like relationships. It's like life. Like
right.
Logic is logic. Your heart, your emotions are different. They're not. So
right. I get it.
You know what I mean? Musically is the same way. You gotta be the same way. You gotta almost take yourself up out of it.
Right. I get it. So for me, like, I think, when we talk about rappers and we talk about your early story coming up with Herbie and being friends with Play for so long, and then y'all start rapping, and then your record starts taking off, and your crew is popping. This is what I don't think a lot of people give you and Play credit for, right? I remember seeing y'all video, probably Yo MTV Raps, and like you said, this is early sitcom. This is no rappers
Right.
are on TV yet,
Right.
right? So I remember the video. I can't remember which song it was. Whatever song it was where you were vacuuming and then you put the vacuum hose in the water.
Right.
And Play was ironing his clothes,
Right.
and then you took and you were like, oh, like
Right.
I remember automatically
God.
thinking to myself in that moment, oh, these guys can act. I didn't know about lines. I didn't
Right.
know about anything else. I just knew that y'all had a camaraderie that came off on
Right.
film, and it was comedic,
Yeah.
right? So can you tell me, so of course, you know, y'all get House Party and you've never really acted before.
No.
Can you
No.
tell me, were you scared at all to make the transition from rapping to acting? Because you and Play did it so fucking well.
Well, thanks, boss. But to your question, nah, we weren't scared at all. Like, you know what it's like. You know what it's like when you're too young to be scared.
Mm-hmm.
Like what are we scared of? Like what am I scared of? What are we scared of? Like, you know, this is me and my homeboy, man. You know, that was the video you talking about was our first music video. First Kid and Play music video was called Do This My Way.
Yep.
Bomb ass beat that Herbie produced. And it was our first video, the first time fans got to see us as Kid and Play. You know, like we had been in, you know, other cats' videos, maybe Salt and Pepper video, Dane and Dane video, messing around in the back. But this is the first time when we were out front, and first time we did the Kid and Play dance, the first time you saw the high top fade. And, you know, and to your point, that video was just a lot of fun, a lot of colors. You know, it looked like, you know, Play and I were like roommates, and I'm messing up, and he's vacuuming, and I vacuumed the fish up, or whatever the hell that was, or whatever like that. And it gave us that flavor. Nah, we weren't scared at all. And I think a lot of it had to do with the fact that, first and foremost, like I had my homeboy with me. So anytime you get a chance to kind of, you know, when you got a partner with you, that's somebody you can trust. I ain't talking about like 4 or 5 dudes. You know, them 4 or 5 dudes crews, or 4 or 5 women crew. That stuff don't work, because that's just too much people that gotta get on one accord. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But if it's just you and another cat,
you and your mans,
and them, right? We gonna figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Or somebody gonna take the lead on it, and you gonna be like, all right, we gonna go your way this time. But if you know what I'm saying, if it fuck up, then guess what? Yeah, you gonna get the business. So we had that. You know, Herbie's there. He's our manager, our producer, another homeboy. So everything felt like
family.
Everything felt comfortable. Everything felt like fun. You know, we brought that fun to it. You know, prior to that, you know, we would come around and come around to Salt and Pepper videos, and and they would come around. You know, we were Skillz. We were a community, man. We were you know, this is before Puffy, before Diddy, and all them crews, man. Idolmakers was first. He was the first.
He was.
Herbie was the first guy to do this. Like all these
before
different.
Uptown,
I mean, a lot like that. But you know,
that.
I mean, maybe I would say this around the time like Cold Chillin'. Cold Chillin' was like the same kind of vibe. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Juice Crew,
exactly. And it wasn't at that time. If you remember, it wasn't about. You didn't collab with anybody that wasn't in your camp.
Outside of your crew.
No. For what?
That was forbidden.
That's you know what I'm saying? What right to the right or wrong. That's what it was, because it was all about bolstering your organization.
Right.
And you know, Salt Pepper do a record with Kid and Play because we trying to raise Kid and Play up. Kid and Play, you know, we gonna throw again because we're trying to it was all
throw
Herbie.
Kwame in the movie.
Herbie, Kwame's in the movie. We're in Kwame's videos. You know, we're in Kwame's videos playing waiters and all kind of
and Salt and Pepper's videos playing police officers.
Yeah, we playing
bro,
police officers.
That's my whole fucking childhood.
Yeah, like
bro.
that. And guess what? That was just like that was no thing. That was just like when Cass was coming up with the thing. They're like, all right, man, we need a couple of cops here. We was like, all right, Kid and Play, you're gonna be this, and you just like, okay, like, you know, and we was down with it because those my homegirls, those my sisters.
Right.
You need me, you wherever
I
you,
got
where do
you.
you
Tell me where to
where you
stand,
need
what
me
to
to
say.
stand. Exactly what to do. So we
That's
had
dope.
that, you know, that kind of vibe, that capability was there. And like any organization at that time, you know, it starts from the top. And that's what Herbie kind of ingrained in us. He was like, look, everybody, if you listen to me, we're all gonna get there.
Right.
But
If
it's
you
got to
listen
be
me.
a certain way. Yeah, we rocking with the girls first, and the girl, then we're gonna thing and that. You know, he had it all. He had it planned out. Like I
That's
said,
so amazing, man.
the vision. You gotta have the vision.
Right.
Dude, I'm Kid from Kid and Play and but he saw me as Kid from Kid and Play before I did.
Right.
And I always remember that. And you know,
Right.
I was talking on the phone with him the other day. He said something to me. He was just like, "Yo, I heard you talking about me on the thing." And you know how sometimes how it is. Like, you know, you tell the world something that you won't tell the dude himself until now.
Right. That
You know
you
what I
didn't
mean?
tell him till now.
Yeah. And I was just like, yeah. But now I don't care. Like I'm just like, yeah, dude. Like you know, none of us would be here if it wasn't
If it
for
wasn't
you.
for him. Yeah, nah.
You
Give
know
him
what I
his
mean?
flowers.
Like,
For sure.
and wait, and you wouldn't either.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
he picked out the talent.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we were the individual talents but without his vision, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Look,
Right.
Teddy Riley. You know,
Right.
just some of these, you know,
The
just some of
vision.
these great people. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Not everybody got the vision, man. I got the
Right.
talent. I got
But
the
not
talent all
everybody got
day.
the
Whatever you
vision.
need. I don't got vision like that.
Right.
That's
Now I
different.
get it,
That's
man.
vision. What is
Like,
that? That's 40-40 vision. I don't know what
yeah,
kind
that's
of vision.
different. Okay, so I have a couple house party questions just because
Okay.
I'm a fan and I just always wanted to ask these questions to you
Here
or
we go.
play or anybody that just
I
a
got it.
couple house party questions. Like, how long did it take to film it?
You'd be surprised, man. We filmed, if memory serves me correct, and it always bugged me out because I would always hear about you know, movies. Yeah, we ran 4-5 months. We was in the jungle. Oh, this and that.
Right.
House party. 5 weeks. LA.
Wow.
That's it.
That's
5
it?
weeks. 5 weeks.
A month and a week.
A month and a week. We had a $2.5 million budget. That's how
Where
much they
where
gave
did
us.
y'all film it at?
It was all in LA. There was some, you know, some remote locations or whatever, you know, the outdoor type shit. All the indoor stuff was done at the Culver City
Culver City
Studios. Yeah,
Studios.
you're on the west side,
Yeah,
right?
right
Um,
there.
and it was funny because we would have, you know, they have the big lot and the different studios, the different
Right.
scenes and whatnot, and we were on the same lot as back in the days when they were doing Pee Wee Herman show,
Yeah.
his Saturday morning show, whatever like that.
Wow.
Yeah. And this was when Lawrence Fishburne was on the show. He was Cowboy
The
Curtis.
cowboy. Yes.
Yeah, he was Larry Fishburne then, right? So and we're on the same lot, you know what I mean? Just a different, you know, just different studio, you know, just
Right.
a different situation. And so a lot of times when we were off and we were on a break, we would go over and go see you know, he's Lawrence now. He was Larry then.
Right.
And he, you know, he'd be in the whole cowboy get up and everything. And we'd be like, oh, what's up? Yeah.
Right.
And like I said, we were all early in the game. And, you know, those were those days, man. I mean, you remember that stuff like when nobody got no money, but all we got is, you know what I mean?
Each other.
But my ambition is here. You know what I mean? And you know, my fear is here.
Right.
And my ambition is here.
up there.
And my energy is here.
Right.
And that's kind of what it was. And you know, that was just a great time. That was a great time. So yeah, 5 weeks in LA, man, on a really shoestring budget.
Yeah.
But like I said, for a lot of us, it was all our first films. It was Reggie and Warrington's first film. You know, New Line was early in the game. All they had done to that point was those Freddy Krueger movies.
Mhm.
And I think, you know, we hit a lick. That's all you
Yeah,
can say.
y'all
We hit a
definitely did.
lick.
Y'all
We hit a
definitely
lick
did.
and we got momentum. And it was, you know, like I said, you gotta be dope. Yeah, you do. But you know, sometimes you gotta be lucky too. So
Yeah.
I think we were great and we were lucky.
All right. So at at some point in a lot of people's careers, I've been around a lot of amazing people, and at some point, sooner or later, they all end up looking at their best friend or their their DJ or their crew, their manager, and going, bro, like, can you believe this shit? Like, look at what the fuck we doing. Like, can you
Mhm.
believe it? We about to do this, like this shit. Like, what was that moment for you
Oh,
in play?
yeah. Oh my God, so many moments, and
Like, can
so
you
many.
believe all these motherfuckers came to see us?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
and you know what? I think that was like, honestly, I think that was a saving grace as well because I went through it with my homeboy because I think if you
Mhm.
go through it by yourself, you know, I can only imagine. You know, you know, I feel fortunate that um you know, we had each other to experience these things because you'll bug out. Like, you know, we started coming out here, we started coming out to Cali and, you know, getting known and whatnot. And
When did you move to LA?
oh God, I've been here a long time, bro. I moved here in '98.
Okay.
Because me in New York just stopped getting along, you know what I
Right.
mean? And that goes back to my time with Grand Poobah.
Mhm.
That's me and him every day doing the most.
Right.
And then we got into a car accident. He and
Mhm.
I got into a car accident. He was driving, and I broke my leg. And it was like then, you know, you kind of laid up and stuff. I was laid up for a few weeks, and that was when I was thinking about. I was like, you know what, I need to get up out of here, man. Like, Kid and Play was you know, as a unit and just as a vibe was kind of cold. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? The gangster rap was hitting real hard.
Mhm.
This is like '95. You know what I mean? So the gangster rap got
Right.
everything in a twist, and you know, we're looking corny. So and we,
Right.
you know, things were quiet and Play and I didn't have no beef, but you know, Play was definitely moving into the you know, kind of into the spiritual his
Right.
spiritual vibe, you know what I mean?
Right.
And I was leaning the whole other way, you know what I'm saying? I mean, as far as Play and I was concerned, like there was never like no beef,
Mhm.
but like I said, the landscape, the atmosphere was real, you know, for us was real. You know, it was quiet, man. You know,
Right.
people they wasn't
Things are
checking
slowed
for
down.
they weren't checking for Kid and Play. They weren't checking for Will and them. They weren't checking for Salt and them. They weren't checking for Kwame and them. They weren't check. They was checking for the blam blam blam. And as an artist, you had to make a decision. Like, all right, you gonna try to jump with that, which is not your natural habitat. You know, I think Hammer tried that a little bit. You know, when he started going hard with
Yeah.
all that pumps and the bumping on it. He's just like, you know, which is not, you know what I mean? I love Hammer, but you know what I mean? That
That
that wasn't
wasn't
his
it.
that wasn't his field of expertise.
Right. Right.
And so we just had to kind of fall back and then do the other things that we were good at. You know what I mean? If there was other movie projects or television, that's what we had to do
Right.
because
Right.
the music stuff was cool, man. They wasn't checking for us, man. We had
Listen.
too many colors.
All right. I just got two more things and we can wrap it up.
Got
If there was a biopic for the Kid and Play movie, who would you want to play Kid and who would you want to play
oh
Play?
oh that's good. That's a good question. You know what? I think it would I think it would be an honor, and I think this person would be honored to play me, and that would be Drake. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, I said it. Yeah, good
Okay.
old it. All right,
Who could you
you
see
good?
playing Play?
Somebody really ugly. I would get you like one of them motherfuckers from Oz or some shit like that. No, I'm just
Right.
playing. No, you gotta get one of them smooth, you know. Not like
Yeah, it's gotta be.
Yeah, is there a young Blair Underwood? You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
we need like a Daniel Kalula to play.
Yeah, exactly.
Lakeith,
You know what I
Lakeith
mean?
Stanfield.
Yeah, you got to
one of
get
them new edition cats.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You get one of them smooth.
Somebody got to
smooth.
play the tramp.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And then, you know, he would, yeah, and trust me, Play would want to be involved in the
Right.
the casting.
Right. So, I'm a collector, right? I have a lot of things. I have a set list signed by a Tribe Called Quest. I got a Illmatic tape signed by Nas. Like later on, I started collecting shit and asking people to sign it. Do you have any hip hop prize possessions? Do you have anything that you kept from that time?
You know, I have some things, but to be honest, I'm not like, you know, play is more of a pack rat.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like DJ Wiz, our DJ from back in the days, kind of a pack rat. Like they're the ones that always took the pictures and, you know what I mean, and got footage and all. I mean, these between Play and Wiz, they have like tremendous stuff, which was one of the reasons why I never bothered to do that, because I was like, well, if it's something I want, you know what I'm saying, these niggas got it. So I ain't, you know what I mean? I wasn't even stressed like that. You know what I mean? Like, you get my picture, you take it with my camera. I was never like that. I was just like, yo, this nigga took the picture. If I need the picture, I say, yo, send me that
get
picture.
It from you.
Yeah, get it from you.
So
I have some things, but I don't how about this? You know what? For you, Skillz, hold on. Let me I'm gonna check something real quick. Hold the phone, right?
Okay. All right.
I might be able to do this for you. Hold on.
I'll be right here.
Okay. All right.
Oh shit.
All right.
All right.
I hope you didn't see the pajamas, but that's what we're doing here. Okay.
Wait. Oh wow.
How about that?
Wow.
Right. If I sign this and send it to you, how about that? How would that go?
I wasn't even asking for anything, but of course I would take it.
I'm trying to top everybody, bro. I'm trying to top my Tribe Called Quest set list.
Bro,
Fuck that.
Listen, kid. I'm in LA. I'll come pick that up in 30 minutes. Stop playing. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Right. All right. So before we go,
hello.
Last time, on one of my last episodes, I had Don Cannon on, right?
Oh,
Don Cannon's a DJ.
Yeah, man.
And one of his hip hop confessions was he was DJing at this bar mitzvah. Some shit in, I don't know, Malibu or some shit his manager had got him.
Somewhere in the valley.
Somewhere in the valley, right? Yeah. So he's DJing this party. And it's this guy at the party that's like, yo, man, you doing your thing, man. You got some dope mixes. And he's like, oh, thank you. He says his manager, they finished the party. 2 Chainz was there. He got a big bag. Some other rapper was there. He got a big bag. They left.
Wait a minute. Was I
so
at
hold
this
on. Hold on. So Cannon says we get in the car and my manager and the dude that's talking to us is like, yo, I'm gonna cop a ride with y'all back into LA. He's like, all right, cool, hop in the whip. So Cannon's in the front, it's a guy in the back, and his homeboy is driving. They drive, and he's like, man, the guy said it again. He was like, yo, man, your mixes is pretty dope, man. He's like, yeah, man, thank you. He's like, they driving, they get back into LA somewhere off of Fairfax. The guy says, yeah, man, I'm gonna get your number from B. He like, yeah, that's cool. He's like, all right, cool. The guy gets out of the car. They keep on driving. And his manager at the time, he's like, yo, you want to grab a bite to eat? He's like, yeah, we can go get something to eat and shit. That's cool. He's like, yo, so you know who that was, right? He was like, who? He was like, bro, that was Kid from Kid and Play. He was like, get the fuck out of here. He was like, why did you not tell me that was Kid? He's like, he looked different. He was like, of course he looked different, bro. It's fucking 25 years later. He's like, but that's my homie. Cannon was like, bro, if I would have known that I wanted to be him when I was growing up. If I would have known that was fucking Kid, oh my God, I would have had a gazillion questions to ask him. Yeah, so I'm gonna FaceTime Don Cannon right now.
No, and guess what? I was into him. You know what? At that time, Don Cannon had he had a mixtape out of like Drake stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And he really, I'm sure you remember it, but he that really got me into Drake. Cannon.
Yes. I'm
Yeah,
about to
nigga.
FaceTime him right now. Let's see if
Oh,
he picks
please,
up.
please.
Oh shit, hold
Yeah.
on.
And
This would be the last thing.
I used to live around Fairfax back then.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about, man. That was my man brought me out to White Boy, David
Let's see
Weintraub,
if he
and
pick
2
up.
Chainz was playing. 2 Chainz was
Yep.
playing for some kids that graduated college or something like that. It was crazy, man.
I'm calling Don Cannon.
Don Cannon.
Hey yo. Hey, cut the beat down for a second. Guess who I'm talking to?
Put him on a fucking phone right now.
You can't see. Cannon. What's up?
He said, "What's up?"
When you gonna do my mixtape, nigga? Fuck you talking about?
He said he DM'd you and told you about the story, but you ain't DM him back.
Because you know what? You needed a good lawyer like Skillz. Skillz bring your case. Nah.
Yo,
That's a hell of a story. You talking about that 2 Chainz party,
I
right?
told him about the story.
Yeah. Nah, you know what? As Skillz was telling the story, I was starting to remember it. I was like, wait a minute. I said, he talking about some party in the valley with a bunch of white kids and 2 Chainz was playing and Don. I was like, wait a minute. I think I was there. You know what I mean? No, man, that was good time, bro. Good times. You know what's up. I was already a fan. You just ain't know. You know what I mean?
I just wanted to connect y'all, nigga. I needed that moment.
Hey, look, Cannon. You can make it up. Both of y'all can make it up to me, all right? I got a new joint I just dropped. We just new joint with me and my homie Biscuit from Philly, Bizkit, called Horizon. It's dope. I need, you know what I mean?
We got it. Say
Let's,
less.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
done.
finally, yeah. Let's work together.
It's already
But
done.
I was already up on him. Cannon.
He said just DM it to him and he got you. Hey,
That's
love
what's
you,
up.
bro. I just wanted to connect you.
Look at that. Look, yeah.
Story.
Skillz is like Oprah in this bitch. Come on, man.
All right, nigga. I just had to do that.
Oh, dude, you brought back some memories, bro. Yeah, and it was really cool. I remember that was the first time. Like I said, I had heard of Cannon forever.
Yeah.
He was DJing, and 2 Chainz was performing, and we were backstage, and 2 Chainz, me and 2 Chainz did Kid and Play together, and
Right.
those are those great nights when we do get a chance to be together and work together, or just meet each other and kind of celebrate each other. That's the cool stuff. And you know what? Nowadays we have to try to do that as much as we can. We losing soldiers every day. I know you know this.
Yes.
And the people that you want to stay down with, you need to. If you got something, maybe somebody you hadn't kicked it with in a while, maybe you need to get over it and say your piece one way or the other. You know what I'm saying? Like, I find a lot of the cats that maybe that I hadn't been speaking to in a while, for whatever reason, good or bad. Maybe it was my fault, their fault, whatever. We've gotten a chance to reconnect, and that's cool. You know what I mean? I get a chance to kick it with Herbie Lovebug. I'm in contact with people that I was in the game with early in their careers,
Right.
like a Steve Stout.
Yeah.
We're I think a lot of us, and and it has to work on both sides. People kind of want to connect, because
Yes.
if there's anything we've learned about the last year or so, is nothing's guaranteed.
Right.
Nothing. So let's and people want to try to cliche it up and talk about giving people their flowers and all this and that, and that's fine and well, yeah. But just on the personal tip, excuse me, if it's somebody that you have a history with, you know what I mean? And
Make
you
it
got
right.
something that you want to, yeah, man. What somebody said the other day, and man, what the one thing you hate about cliches is a lot of times, they're right. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, motherfucker said the
Facts.
other day, motherfucker said, man, what they said, like, it ain't never too late to make it right.
Mm-mm.
It ain't
No,
never
you
too
right.
late to make it right. As long as people are breathing, it's never too late.
Fact.
It's never too late to try to make it right.
Right.
Now, you might not be able to make it right,
but you could try. Ain't nothing stopping you
There's
from
nothing.
trying.
Ain't never too late for you to try and make it right. And so, I'm trust me, and not just my business relationships, my personal relationships.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you got something to say to somebody,
say it.
You know, good or bad. Hopefully
Right.
good. You go get
Right.
it off your chest, and you'd be surprised. They was probably thinking the same goddamn thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then y'all, then you could be at peace, type shit. Cause come on, man, motherfuckers getting snatched up, like.
Yeah, nah, shit's real.
You know what I mean?
Thank
so
you,
what
man.
is Cannon? What's Cannon? Cannon was in Atlanta, wasn't he?
Yeah, he in Atlanta now, but he
Okay,
was
bet
out
that.
here. He was doing parties and shit. So,
Okay,
yeah.
and you out here? You in Cali?
Yeah, I'm in Van Nuys.
Man,
Nah.
everybody. I'm glad. I'm glad you out here. I'm glad. You know what I'm
Nah.
saying? Like,
Thank
I'm
you,
glad.
man.
I would tell people to come out to Cali all the time, especially now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's the best place for people to be. You can be, you can be creative. What's up? When we going? Come on, man. Can you hop on the joint with me? I got, man.
Bro,
listen.
say less. Like, yo, that's nothing.
Dude, man, and this is another thing too, talking about, some of my old cats, I've been getting them off the bench, like my Ron Lawrence, from Hitman, and my man VIC used to be down with the Beat Nuts. I'm urging everybody, and as I am, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We still got some bullets left.
Listen, man, whatever I can do, you already know.
Yeah,
I would
man.
be honored. I would be honored, bro.
I'm gonna throw you some. Yeah, I'm gonna throw you some joints, man. If something click in your mind, you know what I mean? Because it's not about to me, it's about it's just about the experience, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, let's if we get a chance, you get a chance to jump on a joint together. Yeah, and we can have fun with it, and you know what I'm saying. That's where I'm at right now. Just
I'm with it,
being happy creatively, and before we land this plane, just to let you know, you're the epitome of, to me, what hip hop is, in that you're not always having to do the same thing, but you got the same sensibilities. Your great skill as a rapper help make you a great DJ, and a DJ, you know what I mean? You're still a communicator.
Right. Thank you, man.
That's what that is. You know what I'm saying? Isn't that what being an MC is? Isn't that what being a rapper is?
Yeah.
You're a communicator. And for example, even when we were doing movies, we brought hip hop wherever we were. And that's what you do, and that's what and come to find out, that's what everybody loves. When they were telling us this thing was going to play out in 4-5 years, whatever the hell they said.
Right.
And we just kept gravitating and migrating to all these different parts, to the movies, to Madison Avenue,
cartoons,
to cartoons, to worldwide.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Cats rhyming in French. Qui don't play, s'il vous plaît. What? What he said? And it's the hottest thing in Paris. Like, all these. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
This motherfucker had you. Yo, man, we went to do a record with DJ Coco Van. We're like, what? But that's how, you know what I mean? But that's how big, and we all exist in it, and we don't all just do one thing. That's a good thing. Like I always tell these young people coming up, they're like, yo, what can I do? I'll be like, do more than one thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? If you rhyme, great. Learn how to produce. Learn how to just at least learn your way around the studio.
Learn how to edit your own videos. Learn how to shoot your own shit. Like, you gotta do a lot, man.
Or you gotta keep
don't
tight.
For sure.
Man, that's what's up.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate you so much, man. This is probably my favorite interview I've ever done. Make sure y'all check out Kid and Blaze. Y'all know he got that rocking too. Follow him on everything at Kid from Kid and Play. My brother. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate you, man.
I appreciate you, boss. That's what's up. Have a great weekend, man. All right.
All right, bro. Peace. And y'all, this has been Hip Hop Confessions, because everybody got one.
Here's a little story that must be told.
And it goes a little something like this.